Welcome to Haircut and the Beard. My name is Vader, aka Haircut, and I'm joined by my co-host, Rob the Beard Brown.
How are we?
Good. How's your week been, buddy?
Really good. Really good.
Your beard's
Looking luscious. Looking amazing.
You know what? It's quite necky.
Necky?
It's getting pretty necky at the moment.
Oh, okay. I disagree.
Please welcome our very special guest. She's here for the 10th episode. That's number 10.
10th episode. Yay!
Woo!
The girl. Thanks.
Hi, guys.
How you doing?
Pretty good, thank you.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Do we have a pun?
Pun on the run. Let me think about it.
Oh, wow.
Wait a sec.
The pun master.
Get back to us on that one.
Okay.
If it's your first time listening to this show, what we like to talk about is movies and TV and pop culture and things like that.
It's fun stuff.
And haircuts and beards.
And feces.
Bit of grooming thrown in there. We like to start off with some news, and after that, we're going to be talking about the feature. Rob, what's the feature this week?
Today we'll be talking about the awesome new film Jurassic World.
Awesome. After that, you're going to take us through a IMDB Vortex.
Sure am.
6 Degrees of Separation. I'm going to give some original stories, some movie pitches to you guys, my makeshift producers.
Exciting.
And we're going to wrap it up at the end with some IMDB rating games.
Sounds good. Just quickly, before we jump into the news, we stirred up a bit of a stink on their podcast, Two Teas in a Pod.
Oh, yeah.
They had a bit of an argument about our accents.
Yeah.
First things first, I do want to clarify. The reason we don't make fun of their accents, they got it dead on. They actually mentioned that because they're from California, they hear our accents and instantly they just want to mock our accents.
And they want to make us sound like British idiots.
Totally tubular, bruh.
Pretty much. And they were kind of right, because we are so,
we are
American
saturated
culture,
with it.
Yeah. It isn't strange for us to hear their voices.
And we can imitate them like to a T.
I can't, but I'm
Really?
sure you can. Please, for the rest of the podcast, be Californication.
Oh, God, this is scary.
Californication, maybe? Yeah.
So this week we're going to talk about Jurassic World.
Jurassic World?
Yeah,
No way.
and I'm totally feeling on the spot.
She sounds like a surfer.
I know.
Totally did.
It's awesome.
Tubular.
Kind
Anyway.
of a cross between Snake from The Simpsons.
That was actually pretty good. I
And
couldn't
what
do that.
else?
And a surfer.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
It made me think of Point Break for some reason.
Yeah, of
You
course.
just wanted an excuse to talk about Point Break.
I kind of do.
Yeah.
Point Break's
Didn't
awesome.
they mention that in their podcast?
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, they did.
It was so
actually.
hilarious when he said, "No, we don't have accents." It's like,
Yeah.
no, you do.
It
You
caused a whole argument. It was hilarious, though.
I love it. And the other guy was like, "Are you joking?
Yeah.
Like, are you making a joke?"
That was my exact response as
Yeah.
well.
I was like, most of the time I was like 80% sure he was doing a bit. But
Same,
Not
same.
100% sure.
I don't think it
Yeah.
was, though. It was very strange.
Anyway, shout out to the Two T's and Pod guys.
like those
Again,
guys.
thanks a lot for the shout out back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Let's get into some news.
let's do it.
So first bit of news here, Transformers 5 is coming out.
Yawn.
What are they doing?
Wahlberg's coming back. Michael Bay's going to be directing it.
Don't they have anything better to do?
What?
I just see their faces and they've got the big green dollar signs in their eyes. It's like, cha-ching! And they all just run to the set like, let's do it again, guys.
Oh, God. It's
God.
just... It's such a... Like... It's just purely because they know they'll make money. The last one bombed, but it still made massive money. Like,
yeah,
of
that's
course.
the problem.
we live in a world where those two things can coexist at the same time. A film can be terrible and everyone acknowledges it's shit, but it still makes a bunch
Yeah,
of money.
because people are still going to see it.
Yeah.
Next bit of news, Christopher Lee died
Yeah.
at the age of 93.
Really
Oh,
sad.
that's a good innings, though.
Yeah, he's done well.
You know he did 290 films?
No shit.
290. That is epic.
That's
More
huge.
films than years he was alive.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Like almost tripled
Think
himself.
of another famous actor.
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. He's, you know what? I'll tell you right now, he'd be under 100.
Oh, I think he's around 40 or something.
Yeah,
I
dude.
think, yeah.
Very selective, right? Christopher Lee just does everything. Whatever.
Yeah.
Started back in 1946, dude.
Jesus Christ, that's... And you know what? He had a decent career too. Like he did a lot of big roles. And I heard a quote from him today. I'll butcher the quote, but I'll get the context right. He basically said, "You can be in a bad film doesn't mean you have to give a bad performance." And I think, thinking of his most recent performance that I can remember in the Hobbit films, like they weren't necessarily great films, but he was great in every scene that he was in.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I heard a bit of a thing on the Empire podcast today about him, and they were saying that like he did a lot of weird stuff. Like he actually released like a death metal album, or did something. He released some form of album
because he just had that much time.
Yeah, it's like fuck it, I'm going to do some death metal.
Fuck it, why not?
He was an impressive guy. A lot of respect.
The first trailer for full trailer for The Martian came out, and you saw that?
Exciting, yeah.
Matt Damon, dude, so many stars.
So many stars in outer
Kate
space.
Mara, yeah, there is.
That was good.
Jeff Daniels, Donald Glover, Michael Pena, Sean Bean.
Sean Bean.
I love
do you
a Sean
reckon he'll
Bean.
die? He'll either die or sell someone out.
I think
Guaranteed.
He's got a 46% chance of dying. Apparently, 46% of his movies he dies.
Yeah, and a 98% chance of being some form of a rat.
I thought you were going to say of being a bean. It's like, no, 100%, Rob.
He's going to go full bean.
Never go full bean. The trailer for the second half of the Hunger Games, Mockingjay, came out as well. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. I'm kind of like forced to watch every one of those.
I hate why do it in two parts? Why? Yeah. I don't want that. I want to go in and see a 4-hour epic. No, not really.
Do you
I
though?
would do that though. I prefer that than like to see a film that's going to end on like a tiny cliffhanger that they've had to like shoehorn in just so they've got a finishing point in the middle of a film.
Yeah,
you know that pisses me off.
It annoys me too.
Yeah, fuck 'em.
And also, it's been so
Boycott.
long since the other one that you can't remember why you care about the next one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't care about the first one.
I feel like these studio execs, they only look like one movie ahead.
Yeah.
And so they do number one and they're like, cool, yeah, we got a whole series. Don't worry about that. We'll worry about that tomorrow. They get to number 2 and they're like, yeah, don't worry about it. We got another film. Don't worry about it. It's all good. And they get to number 3 and they're like, what? These paychecks are going to stop coming in?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just split this one. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they take part 2 and split that in 2.
Mockingjay.
And then you've got to pay extra to see the credits.
Mockingjay Part 2.1.
Yeah, I was trying to work out the fraction and I just couldn't do the maths quick enough. That's what that long pause was about.
Any joke where you've got to work out math is bound to be good. Like, guaranteed.
I was going to be like 2 1/4. I don't know. I need to get a piece of paper out.
Tarantino's latest Hateful Eight has now got a confirmed release date for Christmas.
Ooh, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, it's gonna be bloody.
I'd watch him eat a pineapple.
Yeah.
Like, just anything he released. If he's like, I'm going to, pay
Up
$20
next on Haircuts Pitch.
Tarantino eats a pineapple.
That'll get greenlit. For sure. Lastly, Kindergarten Cop is apparently getting remade.
Okay.
Without Arnie.
Yeah.
With major plot changes. And it's going to be a straight to DVD release. They're not
Is
even
that
going.
your assumption or that's the news?
They're actually going to do that. It's made by a guy, I forget his name now, but he apparently.
It's going to be a kindergarten flop.
Oh,
Brilliant.
Wow.
Brilliant.
I think we need to end the podcast. It's
It's over. That's too good.
That's pretty much it. We're
That's
done.
the peak. We're done.
See you guys.
Suicide at 30. See you later. They're not even going to do a Blu-ray release.
Really? What?
No, that's a joke. That's a joke.
It's coming out on cassette
But
tape.
the guy who's made it apparently makes like straight to Blu-ray / DVD releases, like sequels to lots of movies.
Oh, that guy.
Like he did Jarhead 2.
Yeah,
wow, I
hate
didn't
that.
even know that was a thing.
Yeah, all of these films that get sequels and they're not really highly publicized, but people watch them because they've got a title that they're like, oh, I might have just missed that.
Yeah.
This giant film came out. There's a guy, I can't remember his name. I probably should have looked it up, but there's a guy that actually. He makes movies that are known to be terrible. And they're always... those films, it's like when Jurassic World's coming out, they've got like Jurassic Planet.
Yeah.
And it's got a cover that looks identical.
Yeah.
And I actually looked into how those films are possibly getting made and who's paying for them. But they actually intentionally make films. But this director makes them in a certain country with certain tax write-offs where he makes money before the film's ever released.
Wow.
So he's worked out this sort of loophole where... And he's actually got in the lowest 100 films rated on IMDb, he's got like 60% of it. Literally.
That's wow.
He's dominating.
But he literally just makes money before the film ever comes out. If one person goes to see it, it's just extra pocket change for this guy. Like,
Yeah, wow.
horrible films, though. Atrocious.
That's it for news.
Awesome. So, a couple of things in video game news. This one I just thought was an awesome story. I got this off Dan Harmon's...
Podcast?
Twitter.
Oh.
Yep, that one.
My bad.
Took me a second.
The blue one.
The blue one, yeah. Basically, I find this kind of stuff really fascinating. there's a streamer called Kurt J. Mack, who's basically attempting to reach the far lands of Minecraft.
Okay.
Now, Minecraft is I need to sort of go off into the weeds a little bit.
Harmon loves Minecraft.
Yeah, he loves that shit.
He's so obsessed with it.
But this is a legit, really interesting story. So there's a guy doing this Minecraft thing, and basically it's a game where as you walk off in any direction, it's not pre-created. So basically, as you walk off, the game's going to generate a world for you to walk into.
Yeah.
And it's just constantly churning out more. So the further you walk in one direction, the larger your world's going to be. This guy's plan is to reach the end of the world. So there's a point where you've created such a big space that the game just starts going a bit crazy because it's taken up too much memory. The creators never planned for it to be this big, and the game starts glitching out, and the world that you're in starts getting weirder and weirder. This guy is going to go on a journey that will take him to roughly 2030 is when he'll reach the end at the pace he's going now. He'll be 47 years old, and no one really knows what he's going to find.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? In a game that was created by humans, this guy can actually go and explore a world. We don't know what he's going to find because the game gets more and more unstable, and it generates land in such a weird way that the land's just going to be crazy by the time he gets there.
That's a big time commitment, though.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, true. Like, what did you do by the age of 47?
Yeah.
Actually, that would be pretty cool. Yeah. I was the first to reach the farmlands in
That's
Minecraft.
it. That's it. And you know what? Like, this guy actually has a really interesting channel, and he's got, like, this wolf that follows him around, and he lost the wolf for a little while because the game glitched out, and then it came back, and it was a big thing, and it's just a really sweet story, and this guy's, like, trekking out.
I don't know a lot about Minecraft, but maybe I can ask you a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so Minecraft, you can build shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So could you just build like a jetpack?
To be honest, you can
build a
do
car?
things that will make you travel faster.
Can you like build a sled and get those wolves to...
I don't think you can do that, but you can set up little mine carts and jump in them, but you'd need to build the tracks ahead of you, so it wouldn't really save your time. But
Could you like build a machine that would build the tracks?
Well, there's some machines, like someone recreated the Atari 2600, each individual switch of the Atari 2600 inside Minecraft.
Yeah.
Now, that is insane. Like,
Your mind exploded a little bit.
It really did. When I saw there was a documentary, really, really interesting. But the concept that inside a computer game, someone's created a console that could play another computer game. Like that's the Matrix. We basically live in the Matrix now.
This guy that's running, I assume he's just holding a controller forward, or like on a keyboard, he's just holding the W
Pretty
key.
much. He's streaming it, so he's like talking while he's doing it, and sometimes he'll hit just
is
a big wall.
Is some guy going to like catch up? Because that guy's got to sleep. I would just have something pressed against the W key, walking straight forward, and then go to bed, come back, and I'd beat him.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I think he's got a pretty big head start, but you could give it a crack. So I like that your mind just went to, how am I going to troll this guy? How am I going to fuck this guy's stream up? But either way, I haven't actually watched much of it, but I'm going to jump in and like follow this guy's journey. I think it's interesting because we don't know what he's going to find.
Yeah.
It's like the space race of video games.
Fair
I might check back in with it in about 15 years.
Yeah. Just see some guy still walking, guys. I saw a tree about 3 miles back, but doing all right.
Minecraft 8's come out since then, right? You can have jetpacks in that one.
Yeah, poor bastard. Anyway, that's pretty much it. The only other quick one that I've got is the world of GTA 5. We talked about it a little bit last week, but it's getting more and more interesting.
Yeah.
They've found ways of recreating. They've started recreating movie trailers and things like that in the engine. So basically, they've done the trailer for Spectre. The new Bond film. They've done the opening to Full House.
So kind of like Red vs. Blue, but like...
Yeah, exactly the same, pretty much. But it just... Because they've got, like, so many faces, you can make people act and move their lips in time and all that kind of stuff. You can really get in depth with it, you know. Yeah. But watch the Full House one, like, just with the music and everything.
Sounds really fun.
Yeah. It's actually really good. They did well. That's pretty much it.
Up next, Jurassic World. This week, we're talking about Jurassic World.
Yay.
Directed by Colin Trevorrow.
Yeah.
written by him and a team. Derek Connolly, Amanda Silver, Rick Jaffa.
Jaffa.
I'm hungry
Starring,
now.
of course, Chris Hemsworth.
Pratt, maybe?
What? Pratt, yep.
Don't be a Pratt.
I'm just wary of the pop shield on this microphone. Pratt.
Pratt. Yep.
So what do you think of this film, man?
Hey, who else is it starring?
Other people.
Pratt, some others.
There's some
Okay,
other
cool.
people in there.
Samuel L.
I
Jackson's
remember
probably
seeing
in there
at least-
somewhere.
Yeah. He's in a lot of movies, that guy. He gets around.
So what do you think of it?
So I really liked it. Let the jerk-off fest begin.
Let's do it.
Everybody lube up
Yeah.
your reviews.
Get excited. Brilliant. No, I loved it. The second that music started playing,
Yeah.
I got so excited. I was a 12-year-old kid again.
I
You
know. Same
Yeah,
for me.
it was
Like,
so nostalgic.
Yeah.
it was just reminiscent of when I saw it. Like the boat coming into the island. Fuck, I was giddy. Already.
Yeah. Legit. I just got so excited.
Did you notice that a lot of the scenes were like very much the same from the original? There was like the glass. The most notable one that I realized was the glass ball sphere that they're driving around in. It's identical to the Jeep in the original one.
Yeah.
When it kind of falls down off the cliff and it's going down the trees and stuff like that. There's
Going
this
off
big
course.
Yeah. And it's like it's falling down this kind of cliff face where it's hitting all these branches.
It's
that
pretty much exactly the same.
And there was even one scene where like the car gets kind of lifted up. The glass sphere gets lifted up.
And they're hanging upside down.
And they're hanging upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. It's like, and a lot of scenes were similar.
Yeah.
It's funny, we actually saw this separately, but we both had the exact same note that it hit a lot of the same story points and it had a lot of the same iconic moments just recreated in a different way.
It works because
It fucking worked.
I wanted to go in and see Jurassic Park again, but new, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, that's what you got.
I agree.
Yeah.
100%. Like, even though I recognized at the time that it was, I remember this scene from the first film. I'm like, fuck, I'm still having a great time.
Yeah,
still really
still
enjoying
makes you
it.
feel, excited. And, oh my
Yeah.
God, are they going to get away? They're going to get eaten?
That's
Who's
it.
going to be the next one to go?
Yeah, exactly.
It's really good.
The moment when they first showed the park, like, I was just in awe.
Didn't you want to be there?
I honestly, me and the person I was with, we're like, I would actually pay my fare to get into the movies to watch just two kids going on the rides and just going around Jurassic Park. Like, I would pay to watch that, because
Before the turmoil starts.
yeah, just watch
exactly.
their day at the park.
The person I'm with, like, I would even watch them standing in the lines.
Yeah, I'd
just
watch
looking
them go
around.
get snacks, go to the souvenir shop. Like, I want to see what you do there.
Right, I would watch that because, we get to experience. We will never see a world like that in our lifetimes.
And it made me so angry when they were like, well, the kids just don't find it interesting. I was like, those idiots!
Stupid kids! Yeah. But it was great because we got to experience it through their eyes. We got to have that sense of wonder and everything,
Yeah.
like as if we were there. And
Of the younger kid, you mean? The
Yeah.
other one just didn't care at all
he was
until...
a bit of a turd.
Yeah,
Like,
he was a jerk.
show some respect. It's a big fucking dinosaur. That means something,
He learnt, though.
he fucking learned, didn't he?
Yeah, I was thinking afterwards, who is the movie really about, right? And my initial reaction was like the little kid.
Yeah.
But I don't think so.
We
Chris
had a
Pratt.
little debrief after.
Yeah, and a girl reckons that it was the older brother that could have been part of the story because he's the one that really grows as a character.
Yeah, we were talking about it. The ones that I think had the biggest character arc were the older brother and the aunt. Because they actually, like, if you look at where they started and where they ended, they had changed and they'd learnt something and they were applying it to their lives.
What did you think about the pterodactyl scene where the pterodactyls just annihilate this crowd?
Every
Picking them up
time
and dropping them and shit.
Every time that we've mentioned this in news, I think I've actually said I'm so glad the park's open this time because I just want to see people get fucking destroyed.
It was total carnage.
It was, and I was so glad because I thought being a Jurassic Park movie, they wanted to be, like accessible to kids. There was bits where I'm like, shit, they're like toying with their food and shit, throwing people up in the air and then catching them. I'm like, this is awesome.
I thought it wasn't really, kid friendly. Like, I remember my brother, he's older than me.
Yeah.
And we watched Jurassic Park together and he had nightmares for weeks.
Really?
About the raptors in the car scene.
Yeah. They were terrifying.
So I was thinking, like, if I was the same age watching this one, I would be really quite scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the assistant, the female British one, the way she died
Her
was...
death, I was cheering. It was so
it was
good.
spectacular.
Yeah.
What was her death? Just remind me.
It was she gets picked up and toyed with by the pterodactyls. They literally like
One drops
throw
her,
her up in the air.
and another one catches her.
Yeah.
Then she ends up falling into the enclosure for that massive
Yeah.
underwater.
The Waterosaurus.
yeah, whatever that
But
was.
did she die, though?
Yeah, she gets eaten. It
She
eats
gets
both
chomped.
her and the pterodactyl that was
See,
holding her.
I thought that it took pterodactyl, but not her.
No,
No,
it got
she
her.
was gone. And then the
Ah.
kids are watching. They're like, "Oh, we better go."
Yeah. You think
We best be
I
off.
would have been out of there like 10 minutes ago, personally.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you reckon? I mean, obviously, you're listening to this. You've probably seen it. If you haven't, we tend to spoil little bits. What did you think about the end with the Tyrannosaurus coming in?
I personally, the bit that I was really looking forward to, and I thought I was going to get robbed of this moment, but when, Chris Pratt, who was awesome in this, I thought he's running around, he's got his little posse of killing machines.
Yeah.
I wanted the moment where it's like Sick'em, and it's like all the guys with the guns and the raptors and everything all attacking it together. And then there was a bit of a twist.
Yeah.
And it sort of turned around, but that we did still get that moment of dinosaur versus dinosaur, and that was a cool scene.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was well handled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They painted this dinosaur as so smart. It was almost too smart.
Yeah, yeah. And
I mean, it was part cuttlefish. What do you expect?
Yeah.
I
But it's still an animal. Like, it's not going and creating a building.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not
It's not walking to the far lands.
painting. Yeah. It's not creating
might
a song.
find one in the far lands. We don't know.
I was thinking, right? Look at it from the perspective of the, what is it, Andosaurus?
The what?
What was the name of the...
I don't remember.
Which one?
I call them like the Birdosaurus, the Waterosaurus.
the big monster.
the
The
big guy.
Big she-beast.
The big
Indominus
Badasaurus,
Rex.
Andominus, yeah.
Yep.
I think it was
Indominus?
Indominus, like indomitable, kind of
Oh, we'll check that
unbeatable.
one. Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, I was thinking it from the perspective of the giant she-rex. Basically, it's an orphan that is cloned that has no siblings. It's kept in a tight cage where it's just given food,
Yeah.
and it manages to escape. Like, if you look at it just as that being the story, imagine you, right?
Yeah.
You're fucking from birth to when you're fully grown Robbie beast. You're
Robosaurus.
Robosaurus, yep.
Beardosaurus.
I'm in so far, yep.
You're in a steel cage, completely isolated from any social activity.
Yeah.
And one day you're like, no, this is wrong. I'm going to get out. And you manage to get out. And then everyone just hunts you down and you end up getting killed.
Yeah, it's a bit shit, actually.
The poor thing. Like,
And I
I'd be
think
pissed
that-
as well.
that is
That's
the
the-
message they were sending. like,
and that
don't
was the
mess with.
perspective of Chris Pratt. Like, he was, very much on the side of, like, what have you created here?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you doing messing with nature? And
Yeah.
you can't control the beast.
What did you
don't
guys
own
think
it.
of his character and his arc? Did you
It
like
was
him
half Goldblum from the first one.
a little bit? Yeah.
And it was half Sam Neill.
Yeah.
He took both.
See, I've got this whole thing, I thought it was very Indiana Jones-esque.
He was a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, he was very, like, cool, suave, but
Like
a little
wild
bit rough.
man, yeah.
Yeah.
Like he can kind of deal with anything.
And I've heard rumours on the grapevine with my Hollywood friends that they may be considering him for Indiana Jones, and like this
A
is like
remake.
this is his ultimate campaign to take the whip and the hat. And
Well, there's a Parks and
but
Rec.
after seeing this, seeing this,
You think he could do it?
I think he could do it.
Yeah.
And I was mortified when I first heard that, but I think he could do it.
could probably
Otherwise,
pull
I
it
don't
off.
think they should. Anyway, continue.
There's a Parks and Rec episode where he like jokes about being on the... Oh, that was Steven Spielberg just asking if I wanted to take part in the new Jurassic Park movie.
You're
Yeah, there's a
kidding.
joke like that.
Oh, that's so
Oh,
funny.
that's awesome. I haven't seen the end of that series yet.
But it's like a joke, you know?
Yeah.
And then he actually... Crazy.
He did
like
a really
his-
good job, I think.
Yeah,
was
same.
great.
I mean, his character wasn't a lot required except for staring, fearfully into the distance.
Yeah, and being a badass.
And being a bit of a heartthrob too.
Yeah.
he was
He did
hot.
that well. He
The,
was.
the kids actually spoke a line directly. Like, I said something, and then the kids said it. Like, there was a scene where he did
Oh,
something.
he's
I'm like,
such a badass.
And I literally said that. I'm like, man, he's such a badass. And-
Yeah.
And then the kids are like, man, your boyfriend's a badass. I'm like, yeah, damn right he is. Damn right.
yeah.
True.
I want to have a beer with him. I think he'd be the kind of guy like, you go and have a beer. He'd be a good guy.
Chris Pratt, if you're listening to this, come on our podcast
Yeah.
and have a beer with us.
Yeah. The one thing I definitely want to call out after Mad Max last week, the fact that there was a lot of... They stuck to the roots of Jurassic Park, and there was a lot of practical effects.
Yeah.
You know, when they were up close and personal with the dinosaurs, there were real dinosaur heads there. There was, you know, the raptors when they actually were in the cages and stuff, that was real raptor. That's good, you know. That, like, we need more of that. I think Hollywood's got away from practical effects, and I think that hopefully we see a resurgence of this because it works. It just looks better.
Yeah, it was... Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
It was hard watching the sort of final battle between the two massive dinosaurs because... As much as it's exciting, it's kind of like, it's just CGI fighting CGI. Like, I just don't care.
You see, like, that was my only... Well, there was two things that were negative, I thought, about this movie. The first was use of CG in some sections where they could have easily done practical effects. For example, when they first come into the park, there's a big Jurassic World logo over the top of like a gate, just like the original Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Except it says Jurassic World. That was CG, and I could like almost kind of see it moving on there.
Yeah.
The little pixels.
Yeah, and there was a couple of other bits, not hugely important. The second negative, so much product placement. Mercedes,
I think you're very sensitive to product placement. Like
Mercedes was a huge one. Beats, of course. The kids wearing
I'm
Beats.
so sick of seeing Beats.
Yeah.
Like, just stop it. I mean, I understand you need to like fund the movie, but it was very obvious in some sections.
Pepsi.
I thought Coke.
Did you say
He's
that?
drinking a Coke.
Wasn't he drinking Pepsi out of
when
a
he's
blue
fixing
cup?
his when he's fixing his motorcycle, he's drinking a Coke. But Pepsi gets mentioned as like a Pepsi-saurus. So when he's working on his motorbike, he's drinking a Coke. That's another one. Yeah. And I think they kind of threw in there a couple of jokes to product placement when they were talking about naming dinosaurs.
Yeah, the Pepsi-saurus.
And it was kind of, I think it was prophetic in a way because like eventually movies may start to get called Pepsi Presents Jurassic World or some shit like that.
And that's when I'm going to kill myself, probably. I'm done.
That's when you're just Minecrafting all day.
Yeah, that's it.
That's when
I'll catch up with that guy.
One thing that bothered me about this movie is, like, the effects were great, and I think the acting was really... It was really entertaining, and it was a lot of fun. But if there was a massive dinosaur roaring, like, about a meter away from your head, which happened multiple times in this movie... and they're roaring that loud that the sides of their mouth are wobbling, wouldn't you think that the person would cover their ears or like stand up and have blood coming out of their head? Like that sound was so intense.
I don't think I've ever really thought of that.
And no one ever acted like it hurt to be near that.
Like it was actually really loud.
Because the other day the smoke alarm went off and I was like, oh my God, it hurts so much. And I was like, if there was a dinosaur next to my head, I would be like... You know, it's just such a massive sound.
Because that roar is, like, loud.
Yeah.
And I love that sound effect. That was another thing that made me feel really nostalgic, is that sound of the dinosaurs, like, screaming. But you would think it would hurt your ears a little bit.
Yeah, that's just one thing that I think they didn't even think of.
Yeah. The only other thing that I didn't like, if we're all going to do something we didn't like, what the fuck is that guy doing... flying a helicopter into the big battle? It's like, I've got 2 lessons to go. Can't really take off properly. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to lead you into battle. I'm going to be the fucking, you know, the guy that's going to fly this, like, a big mission to finally take down this thing.
Yeah.
Find someone else to fly the helicopter.
Anyone else.
Yeah, find someone qualified, because this is a bit of an emergency.
Yeah. What did you think was going to happen? You died, and you kind of deserved to die.
And you released the pterodactyls.
Yeah. Which, you know, in the grand
killed
scheme
a lot
of things,
of people,
I'm happy
actually.
about, because that was a fun scene. But still, it was just so dumb.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
The second he's like, don't worry, I'll fly. And it was kind of funny because they made it like all heroic and everything. And we all knew he was going to die.
Like
everyone in the cinema knew. But
Yeah.
There was a lot more depth than I thought there'd be.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. But it was good. I think this will start a resurgence of, we'll see a couple of sequels after this.
Oh, I fucking hope so.
Yeah.
I can totally relive the Lost World.
As long as they're taken as seriously and not just sort of tacked on like we saw with the last Jurassic Park. Transformers, yeah. As long as we don't get off into that sort of area, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
You know, bring it on.
Right. So how many flying pterodactyls to the face would you give this?
I would give this like an 8, a solid 8 pterodactyls to the face. It just made me reminisce about the last films, and it just made me so happy. I didn't realise how much I loved this world until I was back in it.
Yeah, so true. What did you think?
Same, ditto. 8 pterodactyls.
God damn it, same here.
Straight to the face, yeah.
Jerk off fest.
Straight to the face. Like, I mean, I'd maybe go extra half point, but those those two
An
negative.
extra dinosaur egg?
Yeah, maybe a little slight dinosaur egg there.
Did you say a little slut one or a slight one?
Slight one.
Okay, my bad.
A gene spliced dinosaur egg.
Yeah.
Just to give it an extra half point. Solid movie. Good
Yeah,
fun.
it was good fun.
Take your kids.
Not to Jurassic Park.
The theater we went to had, and this is the first I've experienced of it.
Yeah.
Had a crying room, like a separate, isolated room for parents to take their kids that are scared, and perfect for this movie.
Good.
They would be.
It's not for kids that are scared. It's for mums with
Adults,
young babies.
What? It's for
It's just if your kid's pissing you off,
Grandparents,
you go and pick him up, you throw him in the room, you go and enjoy the film. That's pretty much
you
it.
leave your kid there, you go back to your seat.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And you lock him in
okay.
there, it's totally soundproof.
Oh, like you can.
You pick up someone else's kid.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be your kid. It's
Any
like if they're
kid.
pissing you off,
Yeah.
they're making noise, you pick them up, you throw them in there.
But
done.
it's like, is it a situation where you have your normal seats and then if they start crying, you pick them up and you take them to the crying room? Or do you actually book tickets into the crying room? I know my kid's going to be upset. I'm going to take it. See, that's what I thought.
Or if you're like one of those weepy women that like, you know, is going to watch like the fucking...
The Notebook 2?
Katherine Heigl direct that's out this week. Like, just, I know that I'm going to be emotionally unstable during this film. I'm going to book a crying seat.
Crying seat.
Oh, God.
You know how sometimes you jump on IMDb and you're looking at Jurassic World and you go to the director and you're like, you know what, I want to see what else he's done.
Yeah.
And then you go through that and you see that there's a writer that you like and you're like, I want to see what else he's done. And before you know it, you wind up on The Big Lebowski. And you're like, how did I get here from Jurassic World? Well, here's exactly how you get there. Featuring the beard.
Awesome. So, guys, I went on a bit of a... went to the deepest and darkest crevices of IMDb and the internet. And
Phew, IMDb.
there was some other sites involved, but they're not really related to this. But we kick off this one with the biggest budget Smurfs ripoff you've ever seen, Avatar, written and directed by the amazing James Cameron.
Yes.
Probably the biggest director of our time. I'd probably say.
True Lies. One of my favourites. Yeah.
Damn right. The guy just does not fuck around. Earlier in his career, he wrote and directed another classic film, Terminator. Terminator 2, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Years later, Terminator franchise picked up where it left off, this time with the actor Christian Bale.
Yeah.
The film, of course, Terminator Salvation. This film, sadly, is remembered more for Christian Bale's world-class hissy fit at the director of photography than the film itself. Like,
Yeah,
I don't remember shit from that film, but I can almost quote that whole thing word for word. Like, that was huge. He lost his shit.
I saw, I was listening to Howard Stern interview, I think it was John Cusack.
Yeah.
And they were talking about that because the interview happened around the time that happened.
Oh, really?
And Cusack was like, you know what? I totally get it. Because sometimes you're trying to work and you get the shot and, you know, you do a take and there's like a good 5 to 10 minutes before you're ready to go again. And all that time, your character is seeping away from you. You know what I mean? And then you're trying to bring it back. Yeah. And then like some scene will fuck up and you just blow up. Someone's walking around like trying to adjust mics and shit like that. The tiniest degree. Like he said they bend it like 1 degree. And it makes no difference.
Probably not going to make a difference. Like, no one's going to actually pick it up. So no one actually knows the guy's name. No one knows who he is, but he's actually had a long and illustrious career. His name's actually Shane Hurlbut.
Oh, he's the guy.
Yeah, very close to Hurt Butt, I think. But his name's Shane Hurlbut. Shane has actually worked on some pretty big films in his long and illustrious career. One of his first gigs as director of photography was on the 1998 TV movie The Rat Pack.
The Rat Pack.
Yeah, a huge cast. Really, really interesting film, that one. But so the Rat Pack, among the many impressive names in that film was the electric Don Cheadle as of course, Sammy Davis Jr.
Dude, Cheadle. Gold.
Yeah, he doesn't fuck around.
He's so good.
He's
Crash,
just
you know that movie Crash?
I love that.
I love
film.
that movie.
So good.
Fantastic.
So much racism.
Cheadle. He's on it, man.
He is. And he's like the most racist black guy ever.
Yeah, he deserves more. He's one of those actors that, like, he deserves more.
Yeah, he really does. He actually got a Emmy
think
nomination.
he's been cheated a little bit?
Yeah.
You and the puns. I wish I had your skill for puns. So more recently, Cheadle replaced Terrence Howard in the Marvel Universe as Tony Stark's bestie. He's actually War Machine. He's a superhero in his own right, basically. And most recently, he was seen in the Avengers Age of Ultron.
Right.
Now,
The Avengers Age of Adeline.
Okay, leave me alone. Leave me alone. I just want to stop here and admit that using the Avengers is a bit of a cheat because it's got every motherfucker in the world in it.
It's a bit of a
That's true.
cheadle.
Bit of a cheatle. Yeah,
Jesus.
I cheatled a
Don't
little
do
bit
that
with
to
this
me.
one. Oh, you guys and the puns. So, like it's a bit of a cheat, but still, the amazing Jeremy Renner plays Hawkeye. He was also in the Avengers Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
So his real breakout role, in my opinion, was The Hurt Locker.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing film.
Big one.
One of my favorites, like really, really good. This is where it gets juicy. Hurt Locker was directed by the very impressive Catherine Bigelow.
Yeah.
She was once married to one of the biggest directors in the industry, but they've since divorced.
Yeah.
Come Oscar night, when her film was up against everyone for the Best Picture,
Yeah.
The Hurt Locker beat the highest grossing film of all time for Best Picture and Best Director, making her the first woman to win the honour.
Woo!
Right.
The film that she beat was, of course, Avatar, and her ex-husband was, you guessed it, James Cameron.
Hey,
Hey.
wrapped it
And
all
we're
around.
back. Yeah.
Back to Avatar.
Back to the Smurfs.
Back
Nice
to the
one.
Smurfs. And ironically, when she actually got up to accept the award, he got up and mockingly choked her. just a playful choking, Like, just imagine the rage. He's like, this film has beat every film ever for the highest. Like, I've made so much fucking money. Just give me the fucking award. You
Nah,
know?
Yeah.
not getting it.
Nothing. You get nothing. So that's my Vortex for the week.
Beautiful.
Good
You
work.
got deep.
I went deep. I went very deep.
So, Rob, you've been a little bit excited.
I have
What's-
always, but yep.
Pop quiz. What's the best thing ever?
I want to go off in a bit of a tangent here.
Oh, that's unusual.
Surprise, surprise. This, the best thing ever, it started out because I'm one of those people that gets like, sometimes I'll watch something or get involved in something and I just fucking love it. Get so passionate about it.
Yeah.
At the time, I believe it is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
I've kind of lost that a little bit.
You have. I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah, I mean, we both noticed it and we discussed it in your absence.
You can tell there was a dead look in my eyes. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's the best thing ever. And you look at my face and I'm like, I fucking
And there's
hate
just a
myself.
single tear rolling down.
So I want to get back to that. From now on, whenever I say it's the best thing ever, it's going to be something that I truly believe is the best thing ever.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. So I was lying before. I'm just going to throw it out there. The best thing ever. Legitimately the best thing ever.
You're waving your finger around like a
what?
weapon.
I'm just going to calm
He's
down.
really serious.
Best thing ever is a TV show on the BBC called Luther, starring Idris Elba. Have you
Yeah.
ever? You know that guy, big black dude, very
Haven't
handsome.
seen it, but I understand it's English.
It's a very good show.
Really? BBC gave it away?
Yeah. Idris Elba, he's a black guy, from Britain, so he's got an accent, so it makes sense that it's British, but
Could have been the Bolivian Broadcasting Corporation.
I don't think it could be. But so this guy was on The Wire. He's done a lot of really good movies, a lot of really good TV shows. And Wire being one of my favourite shows ever, to see him play the role of a cop. And so now he's been one of the best cops ever and one of the best ever detectives. So
Both sides of the law.
Yeah.
No, wait.
yeah.
That's the same side.
A cop and a detective.
Sorry, a cop and a bad guy. He was a drug kingpin and now he's playing like a detective.
Oh, wow, okay.
Sorry, that was my bad, not yours.
So I had the right follow-up without even...
You did.
Whoops.
Basically, he plays like a character. Imagine Sherlock if he was so tightly wound that he was ready to fucking explode any moment.
Okay.
Like, he's a very high-strung guy. And it's the kind of show where, those moments that you have in TV rarely, where you're just left at an end of an episode with your jaw on the ground, like, holy shit, did that just happen?
Yeah.
Like Breaking Bad kind of feelings.
Breaking Bad kind of vibe, yeah.
I got to see this series then, man, because...
Truly, I can't sell it hard enough. I got turned onto it from one of my British friends, because, British show, makes sense.
You're a worldly guy.
I am. I've got a British friend. I get around. But it's just amazing. Really good. His performance in it is just unwavering. He is at 100% all times. Brilliant show. Watch it. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Fantastic.
That's
He's
it.
best.
So that's the best thing ever. From now on, a pure, wholesome,
Honest.
true, honest segment.
So you guys know how I'm an avid writer.
Avid?
Ryder?
Yes, despite your continuing episode after episode condescending
It's
tones.
just continuous disbelief.
We're very curious.
I have created a couple of pictures, 3 in fact, and
exciting.
I have to say, in the past, I've left some room
Yep.
for you guys to mock.
Oh, so that was intentional.
Some of them.
Okay.
The greenlit ones, they were gold. But
Okay.
I'll tell you right now, 3 of them, they're all good.
Wow.
I guarantee 3 will be greenlit.
Your confidence here is scaring me a
Overwhelming.
little bit.
Should we take it away?
This bit's always been about us just tearing you to shreds, and that's been kind of fun.
You know
Don't
what?
take that away from us.
As much as I like getting torn to shreds
It's good for
By
your
you-
self-esteem, isn't
by
it?
the wolf pack of producers,
Hey, that's a good nickname, the Wolfpack.
it's not bad.
I think I've heard that in a movie.
Yeah. I don't think it's original, yeah.
Bradley Cooper.
Zach Galifianakis.
Galifianakis. Yep.
So while cleaning out his late grandpa's house, a guy finds a hidden room which contains a machine that allows him to transform into any body that he thinks about.
Okay. And what does he do when he goes into these bodies? Like
He can do anything. He can just think about being Barack Obama and turn into him.
Okay.
And just
So-
walk out of the house going,
Meh.
I'm Barack Obama, bitch.
Okay. So is there sort of an arc, or is it just him having fun with that for an hour and a half?
I think the kind of standard, genie arc. Like
Yeah.
Bruce
Yeah.
Almighty gets powers, whatever.
And
Have
then-
this guy first, he's kind of miserable in his life, finds this thing, starts to use it to exploit, and then eventually, of course, learns a lesson that, even if you're trying to be someone else, you're not going to be happy.
Okay.
You gotta be happy with yourself.
Oh, God. I hate this, but that's good. I would watch that.
That's one.
I could think of a lot of crazy misadventures he could have jumping into some rando person's body and just having some fun with it.
Yeah, totes.
You just assume he's going to be like, now who do I have a crush on? Yep, going to get into their body. Oh, so that's how they feel. Okay.
The line in this.
Oh,
at one point, there's going to be
yeah.
a line of, I've been inside of you.
Oh, true.
Oh, gross.
True. So when he goes inside them, does he have all their feelings and stuff? Because you just brought up, the girl just brought up an interesting thing. Can he then
Access
sort of
their
read
knowledge?
their mind and their knowledge and all that kind of stuff?
Good question. To be honest, haven't thought about it. I don't think that would be the case. I think it'd be
So
more
it's
of a
not an
situation.
experiment in empathy. It's more like just taking control. So where does their consciousness go?
No. It's his consciousness is just his physical appearance is the body.
It's kind of like,
whoever he
what's
thinks
that?
about.
The movie where he can go inside.
Freaky Friday?
No.
I think there's a range of movies that kind of use the same device, but this is
There's
a
a
unique
very
one.
specific one I'm thinking of. It's like a famous actor. They go inside his head. It's a
Being John Malkovich?
Yeah.
Being John Malkovich.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
kind of like that.
And so they're just basically a passenger. Like he's just a passenger inside his own head. Like while the other guy's in there. Like
Yeah, but although, I mean,
Yeah.
John Malkovich wouldn't be... If this guy thought about John Malkovich turned into him, he would have the appearance of John Malkovich, but there would be the original John Malkovich still out there.
Where
Oh.
though? Where
So
does...
he would be just in his whatever LA home, and then this guy would transform into him and be able to run amok.
I thought he was transporting into their body.
Me too.
See, I stumbled on my words there and I said transport, and it's ruined the whole pitch. It's meant to be transform
I like
into
it
the
much
body.
less now. No. It's still kind of cool.
So
Still
he's
kinda
basically a clone of this person, like
Precisely.
a physical clone with his mental
Yeah.
cool. He
awareness.
can take on different.
Oh, that's
looks.
more interesting to me now.
Yeah.
The way you
Okay.
can manipulate things as someone else, like, and they don't know you're doing it.
Yeah.
That's more interesting.
Yeah. So you could I don't know. There's so many things.
Just
Let's
dress
not
as
go-
Jay-Z and go bang
Yeah.
his missus.
Just
like
go do it. Jay-Z, if you're listening to this, please don't
I
take
would never
offense
bang
to that.
missus.
We respect you. All right.
Yeah.
We're not going to...
Trust me, I had the opportunity. I said no.
Not your type.
Dude, don't
much
disrespect Jay-Z. All right? Just don't.
He's an enemy we don't want.
Pitch 2. After an obscure Argentinian perfume is spilt on a man's laptop, he becomes trapped in Vine.co. You know that website where you can make 10-second videos?
Yeah, he's not 6 seconds.
So now he's forced to communicate only through 10-second videos, and
6 second.
he must find a way out of his computer before his laptop battery dies.
Hold on. Okay.
Wait, Argentinian perfume.
Yeah, random
I feel
perfume.
like we missed some. There's a couple of steps here. Like,
Let me just read that again.
yeah, I think that's
So
neat.
after like an obscure Argentinian perfume is accidentally spilt on a guy's laptop,
Okay.
he actually becomes trapped in the website Vine.co, which was the last thing on his laptop. He gets trapped inside.
Okay, sucked into
That's
the website.
where you lose me there.
So
Yeah,
forced
I
to
don't understand why the perfume caused this to happen.
Because it's so obscure and foreign.
Okay,
it's
okay,
obscure liquid.
I didn't actually understand that it was obscure and foreign, but that now makes a lot of sense.
You know, like Hot Tub Time Machine, where they spilled the Chernobyl on the
Yeah, true.
It's kind of a similar thing.
Yeah, because I bought that hook, line, and sinker. I'm
Yeah.
I wonder if
okay.
there'd be
buy this.
a more buyable way to put that.
Yeah.
Like, he gets electrocuted while he's making a vine.
Yeah.
And then,
That would be good. Yeah.
I don't know.
She's got notes.
And then he kinda gets
I'm agreeing with the notes.
You know what? It's good. Let's. But he has to find a way out before his laptop battery dies. It puts the urgency there.
Yep.
It's greenlit.
There's
He's got
stakes.
a permanent, like, a ticking clock through the movie, which is like the 10 seconds or 6 seconds or whatever it is the whole time.
So, would this utilize interesting format? Like in Unfriended, we saw the screen sort of.
Yeah.
It could incorporate that. I don't think the whole movie would be that.
You know what would be kind of cool? The whole movie would just be, or like parts of the movie would just be like a compilation of vines from different people, and he's just like, running through the background.
that
of
would-
every
that would be
single one of
really
them.
cool.
Just
Yeah.
a Vine movie. It's just constant vines.
Have you ever
6 seconds.
actually sat down and just watched like Vine compilations?
Yes.
It will it changes the way your brain thinks because it's
Yeah.
like all these tiny little bite-sized things. So
It really hones that short attention span. And then you go and talk to someone, you're like, get to the point.
yeah, exactly. It's
I
so
need your
strange.
anecdote in 5 seconds or I'm out.
Maybe we should like redo the podcast where if you're not making a point within 5 seconds, you're off the show.
You find out. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know if your confidence was
You know what?
warranted.
I'm going to just take a green light on that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that the pictures have got better, it's that he's got really greedy. And it's like he's
Why don't you
suddenly...
hear the last one, and depending on whether the last one gets greenlit, we'll do like a contract deal where I get to make a movie that I want if you get to make the last movie.
Okay. If this one is good enough, we'll give you carte
blanche?
That one. Yep. God, I'm bad tonight. On the second one,
All
I'll
right,
agree.
done.
Yep.
Just quickly rereading this so I don't stumble on my words and say some
He's
some
got to
shit
go for
transforms.
rewrites before he's even read it out.
Okay. So when a body is found stabbed at a 50th year high school reunion, the aging graduates must use their life skills and experience to find the killer before he kills the whole class. I've got a title for this one as well.
Okay. Maybe the title will save it.
Hope so.
It's senior year.
That's actually... Yeah, that's funny.
Oh no, I didn't want to laugh. Oh no. Because now I can't go back and say, nah, that's crap, because I laughed.
Yeah, but it's the title. How about the actual
Yeah,
premise?
true. The premise was shit. But
See, so I was thinking, like, there's a lot of kind of slasher movies out there. Scream, I know what you did last summer. But
They're all
they
hot
never-
young people.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
never kill old people. So I want to.
Yeah, because
I
no
want
one
to see
wants to
some old
watch
people
old
die.
oh, it's going to be like Cocoon with death. Like, no one wants to
Yeah.
see that.
What?
I think I'm showing my age even by referencing that fucking movie.
What
Jesus.
is Cocoon?
It's a movie where old people dance and stuff. I don't know.
Sounds great.
There's water and cocoons and stuff. It was crap. I watched it when I was a kid. Yep.
Really? So that's 3 green lights.
No, okay. I think we'll rework the deal. We'll give you 2 out of 3. I think 2 out of
but
3
my
is
choice.
fair.
Which two, though?
Senior
think-
year?
I don't even think 2 out of 3.
I think there was only one. I was going to be generous, but I just
Yeah, the
have to...
first one was really good. I'll give you a lot of green lights for that one, but beyond that,
What was the first one again?
I don't know. Stuff.
The guy that was cleaning out his grandpa's place and finds the thing.
Oh,
that
yeah,
can-
yeah. That
yeah.
concept's interesting.
yeah,
Let him
jumping
trans-
into bodies and
I think
banging
he'd learn.
Jay-Z's wife. And, yep.
Dude, what's with you and
I
banging
don't know.
Beyonce?
I don't know.
Jay-Z, seriously, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not.
Please
Fuck
don't
you,
take it.
Jay-Z.
Beyonce, if you're listening,
Come at me, bro.
Don't write it off. If you and Jay-Z have a thing, an issue
We're
or
got an
whatever,
open
Rob,
relationship. She knows where to find me.
Rob's here.
Yep.
just go to haircutandthebeard.com or tweet to us.
Surely
at
she likes
Haircut
beards.
Beard. Just go at haircutbeard and go, hey Rob, Beyonce
I know you
here.
turned me away once before, but,
I'm still interested.
Me
Yep.
and Jay-Z having some issues, yo.
Because that's how she talks, because she's black. Yep.
She's caramel.
Caramel. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
True.
Also, she's better than Jay-Z. I'm just going to put it out there.
Jay-Z, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry about the girl. She clearly...
Jay-Z apologist over here.
Yeah, I'm just, like, you
don't want to get hurt.
I don't want to get on the wrong side of these people.
Yeah.
Jay-Z is going to probably listen to this and fund us.
Our podcast is going to have beef with Jay-Z. he's going to release like one of those like diss albums, and we're just going to release like a podcast where we're just praise
him.
Like sorry. Yeah.
Actually, good segue into if you're listening to this, write us a tweet at haircutbeard and let us know whether you think Jay-Z would get involved with us, be on our podcast. So as I understand it, we have a couple of IMDB rating games to get through, which is basically where you and I we'll all debate whether we'd go see a movie at a particular rating once the girl gives us the title. So what's the first one?
Alrighty, so the first one's called The Killer Beard.
The Killer Beard.
I like it so far.
I feel like it's inspired somewhat by the beard.
Yep.
And a man loses his beard in a horrible plane crash, and he has to get a beard transplant from a serial killer on death row.
Sounds plausible.
Dude, that's so good. That should be a pitch.
That's
great.
Basically a pitch.
Because, like, and then kind of it seeps into his brain through his beard, and he, like, turns into a murderous...
Yeah. I could just see the beard opening up like a second mouth underneath his mouth. Like it's like, kill that guy or something like that. Like
it's sentient. And he just like keeps finding like little weapons inside it.
like a little like a gun and stuff. Yeah. I can
the
see
movie that we're describing, I would see at a 6.
Yeah. I can see it being done like a really campy, over the top, like obviously comedy, but with really dark, undertones and stuff. I'd watch it at about probably a 6.5, 7. Yeah,
beautiful.
Okay, this next one is called How Stella Got Her Groove Back. 8.
Okay, yeah.
Stella goes to Cockatoo Island.
Okay, yeah. They've obviously run out of destinations. Okay, understandable.
For the listeners out there, Cockatoo Island is an island off the coast of Sydney, which isn't very extravagant. I mean, it's all right.
There's stuff there.
It's not bad for a day trip.
Yeah, you wouldn't go to get your groove back, though.
Yeah, probably some nature walks you can do there.
No, you wouldn't go there to get your groove back.
No, certainly not. I can imagine Stella's getting a bit on in years too.
Doing a bit of bird watching.
Question prior to answering.
Yeah, sure.
Whoopi Goldberg involved?
No.
Not even executive producer?
No.
No.
I think
I'm
it's
not seeing that.
Direct to VHS.
It'd have to be it'd have to be an 8.5 for me to even consider it.
Yeah.
I'd probably even tap out of that. I'd be like a solid 9.5 or something.
I'd be concerned that if it was an 8.5 for Stella Gets Her Groove Back 8, that it would have been highly manipulated, that score. The producers would have... Producers would have got some oranges and just juiced them and just like created some accounts and made the number go up high, you know.
Producers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So no one's seeing that one. It's rated 4. And finally, Big Grandpa's House.
Okay. Yep.
This one stars Martin Lawrence.
Oh yeah.
Of course. Yep.
And he's a transgender grandpa that used to be a grandma.
Why transgender? Why?
I picture this like, basically it's like Big Grandpa's House, but it's like him playing a woman playing a man. Like, so he's just like himself with a fat suit, but he's got to do these subtle things to make it look like he used to be a woman.
He's got these like layers of prosthetics on his face. And
So it's the woman to man transformation.
Yeah.
Right.
But played by a man.
Butt played.
Butt play. I'm in.
Don't even bother rating it. I've got my answer.
I'm just
going to watch that one.
That'd have to be a 10 straight up.
Yeah, guaranteed.
If it's not a 10 with at least a million raters, I'm not watching it.
Yeah, I'm out. You want to wrap it up?
Let's wrap it up.
What do you guys think we wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
This is Haircut and the Beard, and we're saying goodbye. I'd like to thank our very special guest on episode 10 for joining us, the girl.
We did a whole 10 together.
Yes, we
Yay.
did. It's been very special, and you're no longer a guest.
What am I?
Your 10 contract deal is over. You're out of here. Like a Jessica Alba on line 3.
Tune in next week to see if she does return. Hit us up on Twitter at haircutbeard is our handle, or shoot us an email, haircutandthebeard@gmail.com. You can also check us out on the web, haircutandthebeard.com. We'd love to hear your thoughts and your feedback. And you know what? Send us a couple of IMDb rating games. And we'll tell you what to do
with yourself.
what to do with yourself.
Send us some questions.
Thank you very much to my co-host, The Beard Brown, for joining us today.
Can't believe we made it to 10.
We made it to 10.
Finished
Can we make
with
it
this
to 20?
absolute shamble cast.
Shamble cut.
It was fun.
My name is Vader, aka Haircut, and thank you very much for joining us today. See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.